Think about that as God's grace. You know what this boils down to, I think, Teresa?
Tell me.
You can't prevent people from doing what they're going to do. So you've got to make sure you are, what words do we want to use? Emotionally stable. Your EQ is being nurtured, so you are emotionally
It's going back to being a whole person. That's
Okay,
kind
thank
of the terminology. I guess being a whole person, and that entire, I
we're all
mean, that's a
broken people,
lot.
though.
We're broken.
Are we
Right.
whole people?
Well, we are all broken, but the thing is we should be aware of what actually is some of our own issues. So self-reflection, self-awareness, and all of that is important. However, having that understanding at the beginning, I don't think you will go through as much of this as a negative if you are, strong in some of those areas.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So I feel like we have, in pretty good detail, explained ghosting. We're going to keep talking about it. Explain breadcrumbing. Did you kind of offer your explanation and kind of therapeutic insights from zombieing?
Yeah. Usually I try to work on helping them be aware of the emotional manipulation, the inconsistency, and seeing that those things are not okay. When you see those things, those are red flags. You don't just look over them. I want you to be able to name those things. I see consistency, I see clarity, and I'm committed. I want you to be able to say those things and say, this is where we're going. And then you might want to look back and say, why did you accept those breadcrumbs? What were you thinking about? So we look in it a little bit deeper. Why did you accept the crumbs instead of seeking a full-hearted connection? Because that's what's needed
Hey, let me ask you
in
something.
a relationship.
You diagnose people, right? When you diagnose conditions and
I do diagnose, but I don't just try to name all the stuff in the DSM-5.
I don't know what that means. But
Okay,
explain it.
that is my manual
Okay.
for all the different diagnoses.
Here's why I asked the question. I want you to diagnose me live on camera right now. Here's why I asked the question. So, what is it about me? Why is my response? Let's go back to the story I told earlier. Young lady on the high school bus stopped sitting beside me. Never, so that's whatever decades ago. Never have heard from her since. But let's say we're talking about breadcrumbing and zombie. Let's say that she reappeared a week later on the seat. You know what I would do? You know what I would have done?
What would you have done?
I would have kicked her off the seat.
Okay.
No, don't skip over that. You're like,
well,
you said you're going to diagnose me live on camera. So she couldn't have sit beside me if the bus was on fire.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I don't have a diagnosis for that.
But there's probably something wrong, isn't there?
No, not necessarily.
Don't be afraid.
It could be you're just who you are, a person that don't play.
So why? Why do you tell me in that space? Yeah, but most people don't like that. Why am I the anomaly?
I don't. And you've been told this many times, sweetheart. Yes, that you are not. You don't process like the majority of people. I think your mother, your father gave you a great foundation of they gave you confidence.
Like really deep in the.
Well, I'm just telling you. I think they gave you a great deal of confidence. They showed you. They put you in a place where they really valued you and showed you how much they love you and care for you, and you are just very confident person. And you don't play with stuff that is not kind and not right.
Okay.
You really pounce on that. He's like, I don't have time for that. Don't treat people bad.
So are you saying, and I think I am quick on the relationship or circle of trust trigger. I am quickly to pull you out of that circle. Not you. You're forever in the circle.
Thank you, darling.
Maybe the kids. I'm not sure about some of them. But maybe. But
they're in the circle.
Are they?
Yeah. We can't. We got to keep the circle.
Okay. Anyway, that's beside the point. So
we're all over the place today. Keep going.
Are we? To me, this is what we're talking about. So how would you want to encourage other people to be more emotionally stable?